Hello and welcome to the Dice by the Sword podcast. We release these podcasts every Wednesday in 2 easy-to-listen-to pieces, so you can keep up to date with all the action and suspense of our campaign wherever you are listening from. Of course, if you want to check us out in real time and see everything unfold as it happens, then you can always head over to our Twitch channel, D20 by the Sword, to see us play every Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT. Now, get comfy, turn up that volume, and settle in for this week's episode of Nyxalia, an Aetherbound Saga, here at Dice by the Sword.
Last time, on Dice by the Sword. With Elwyn's spirit, Quivet? What the hell, man? I'm off to a good start, aren't I? With Elwyn's spirit finally cast out and the cursed ring shattered, Ulrich awoke once more, in control of his own body, confused but whole. Around him, his companions stood ready, wary from the road, yet bonded tighter by the storm they'd weathered. The journey south continued through the storm-ward province, green hills giving way to the distant shimmer of Dustport, a sprawling skyport city carved into the bones of the floating island itself. Rising towers, creaking lift stones, and the buzz of thousands filled the air as the party crossed through the northernmost gate. First stop was the city stables, where Millie was stowed safely away with her cart. Then it was straight to Bartholomew's bookstore, a dusty haven nestled near the city's edge. The shopkeeper, more interested in ink than intrigue, directed them to where skyfolk drink and rumours fly, the Violet Lantern, perched dangerously on Liftstone Row. Inside, the air was thick with smoke, synthetic rum, and sailors' secrets. Whilst others held back, Ulrich and Octavius made contact with the elusive Whisper Verin, a tiefling information broker tucked into the quiet corner of the Dusk Markets. No, that's incorrect. Drift Markets, thank you. She knew Keon. She knew everything, it seemed. It was a warning heavy in her voice. She told them where to find him, and that they'd best move fast. All roads led skyward, to the Sky Tether Spire, a towering labyrinth of old cargo crates and forgotten deals. Inside of Container 381, the past of Ulrich caught up with him. Keon, an old ally, explained that he'd uncovered something big. News of a lost skyship, the Tempest's Fury. Built with next-gen Aether tech, powerful and dangerous in the wrong hands, now he needed help, and he called the only people, or the only person he thought he could trust. Now we join our party as they begin the journey which will take them far from Solfarin and into the wider world of Nyxalia. So, as the heavy container doors of 381 groan closed behind you, you step into the tangled vertical maze of the Sky Tether Spire. The middle tier of the spire is alive with movement. The hiss of steam vents and the distant howl of wind as it passes through the high gaps in the tower's open walls. Somewhere above, a loft creaks down on rusted chains, carrying a pair of skyhands and a crate stenciled with an unknown sigil. Below, a shouting match erupts between a trader and a courier over the contents of a leaking barrel. People glance at you, but only briefly. This place sees all kinds. Goliaths, goblins, air genasi. Everyone here is just another shadow on the catwalks. A sign hangs lopsided above a crooked archway ahead. Platform 6, midline lift access. A cargo elevator that will take you down to the lower levels if you choose, or up into the higher levels. Beneath the constant clamour, Keon walks with quiet urgency. His eyes dart across ledges and catwalks as he mutters under his breath. We need to move quickly. I've tried to keep this quiet, but word gets out in places like this.
Do you have any idea potentially who would be on the trail for this? I know you said important groups, but any front runners we should be watching out for?
It could be anyone. Honestly, it could be anyone. As you move and make your way across narrow gangplanks towards the lift, there's a tense hum in the air, it seems. Like, you get the sense that this place is watching, like always watching. There's eyes everywhere. And that the wrong step or question could send you plummeting into the abyss below. The clatter of crates and dock lifts fades behind you as you emerge from the iron moor of the Sky Tether Spire. And Keon adjusts his coat. Thanks, Luke. Pulling the collar up slightly as his eyes scan the streets below and ahead. And for a moment, he walks silent, deliberate, but in silence, before glancing over his shoulders towards you and says, look, before we head to the docks, there's a quick stop I need to make. Someone I trust, or as close as I can get in a place like this these days, but yeah, we just need to make a quick pit stop.
Okay. Wherever you lead, I trust you on this one.
As you begin walking, he turns to the rest of you and goes, well, any of you going to tell me how you came about looking after my friend here?
Well, we sort of all found each other in the same place, really. And through working together and managing to stay out of too much trouble, we've stuck together this whole time. I mean, but we've had each other's backs, and we've looked after each other since we met, and I don't think that's planning on stopping anytime soon.
We met in the cave.
You met in a cave?
Yeah, Black Oak Quarry.
Yeah, I was just kind of face plant at that, as I was trying to be a bit more deathly than that.
Let's call it more of a, it was closer to an internment camp, let's be honest.
Sorry, did you say Blackfall Quarry?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
What the fuck did you do to end up there?
Very good question, actually. We never got to that part.
We were all taken in one form or another, either willingly, unwillingly, by mistake, but it is no longer there.
What do you mean? The consortium has control of the quarry.
Not anymore.
We took them down.
Okay, now that's...
We didn't take them down, we released their control of the quarry itself. With aid from Whistlestone and some others.
I was going to say, you were beginning to impress me then. Taking down a consortium like that is no small feat. Well done.
Know of them?
Oh, I mean, almost too much.
Can you tell us about them?
Yeah, I mean, look, they were like one of the founding organizations when the Aether discovery happened. They were one of the founding organizations to start mining for it. Now, rumor has it that it was all under the guise of development, research, that sort of thing, but, that veil soon spread, and, I mean, word has it that you can't really move Aether crystals without them knowing about it, or at least having a hand in it these days. Become a major player.
They were making that weapon with the Aether Heart, weren't they? So
they were making what now? A weapon?
It seemed to be, yes, but we managed to put a stop to that and returned the Aether Heart to where it once came from. So we've hopefully knocked out that level of the Consortium's power in Whistlestone. We understood that there are other areas in which they control.
Oh yeah, they're in every island, I think. They have mines everywhere, all over the world.
Well, we made sure to make a stop to that mine because we firsthand saw the brutality of it and wanted to bring an end to it.
Well,
They were digging deep into the earth, trying to excavate whatever it was. The leader there had control over some of its energy. He could use it. Manipulate it in some way.
take my advice. Okay, don't go poking your nose into things that you can avoid if possible. An organization like that has eyes, ears, and people everywhere. And they are very well connected at a government level.
But it is easier to try and stop such an evil in this world than ignore it. It will just grow. We can't let something like that grow.
No, I realize that. And you can see like a smile kind of cracks across his face at hearing you say this. I realize that it's hard to overlook things like that sometimes, but you'd need an army. And a fucking big one.
Well, we better start recruiting then, hadn't we?
You can see Octavius like, huh?
Geralt is dead serious, looking straight at Keon with no hint of sarcasm or that. Definitely looking at him with all seriousness in her eyes.
Kind of.
Ulrich just sort of looks to him as well, and seeing this, just sort of nods in agreement, sort of.
She's just a bird of big ambition, you know. You get the point, but we'll get there eventually if we don't die.
While this is being said, like, his eyes do not move from yours, Yerl. Okay, well, you'll need help.
We will. That's why friendships and alliances are strong, and making them is a good thing right now.
Yeah, got a point. Oh, sorry, it's just down here. As he kind of turns, and as he does, he says, "Look, this friend of mine, if you can kind of call her that, she runs a little shop, kind of tucked in between places that most folk overlook. No signs or things like that, just answers and things to be kept quiet."
Is this another friend like your one from the Drift Market?
Sort of, yeah. Look, whatever you do, just don't touch anything in the shop unless she either tells you to or
Okay.
don't just go start grabbing. And definitely that includes the cat. Don't touch the cat.
Yerel is immediately just going to look around both at Peanut and Octavius and just not even say anything, but just sort of do almost like that means
I'm
you
gonna look,
two
I'm
kind
gonna
of
look
thing,
at him like,
and then just sort of turn back round.
As he does, you can see kind of like towards you, Korik, he kind of like keeps glancing down towards your arm a few times before kind of like looking at you and going, "Did you make that yourself?"
I mean, I finished it off, but now it was the work of a very talented blacksmith in Whistlestone.
It's an incredible item, that. Craftsmanship's amazing.
It was very good. I'm trying to learn as much as I can from the blueprints that he put together.
Are you a bit of a crafty yourself?
It's how I've made my name back home.
Invented anything I'd heard of?
Probably not. No, a lot of the stuff that I have made has kind of been kept behind closed doors at home.
Oh, well, there's still time.
He's inventing an egg cannon.
Oh, well, yeah, there is that. Yes.
An egg cannon.
Yeah.
How does that even work? Wouldn't the velocity of the egg coming out just ensure that it just kind of?
I think it's a working process.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's going to take a bit of experimentation, a bit of, probably quite a lot of it.
You can't make an omelette without cracking a few eggs.
You can't create an egg gun without breaking some eggs now.
Yeah.
exactly.
This just gets We're interested.
They're really good at what they do, honestly.
Well, you're different. I'd tell you that.
I'll
But
take that as a compliment.
maybe difference is better.
That's why you took a chance on me, isn't it?
Oh no, like I saw you and thought if things went south then you're big enough to just kind of duck behind and I'd be safe, you know?
I mean, different enough for me. Most people don't use me as a shield. Well,
yeah,
they do now, but they didn't before.
More like a, human
I know what you mean.
meat shield, you know?
It took a while for you to stop calling me that. Please use my name, Elon. Come on.
Which one?
You know which one.
As this conversation continues, Dustport spills out before you like a sun-bleached tapestry soaked in ink and smoke. As Keon leads the way from the Sky Tether Spire, you pass through the lower tether edge, where scaffold bridges connect broken stone streets and half-crumbling buildings. They lean like drunkards towards the void. Then, winding southward along Crankshaft Alley, you begin to feel the pulse of the city's heart. The crowded arteries where deals are whispered and gold changes hands fast and trouble waits in every doorway. Steam rises from a nearby noodle stall. A dwarf in a leather apron shouts over a forge. Street kids dash past with bundles of copper wire and paint-splattered tools. Every few blocks, someone seems to be selling fake maps, lost sky charts, or a chunk of genuine fallen Isle stone. Eventually, Keon stops outside a narrow, slate-roofed building pressed between a brewer's guild hall and an old watch post that's been converted into a makeshift betting den. The only signage is a worn bronze plaque above the door, etched with the words, Lyrissa's Sundry Curiosities and Quiet Needs. Well, we're here.
I mean, does this woman sell things? Could we buy stuff if we needed to?
Yeah. Might not be the kind of things that you're used to, but look, let me do the introductions and then you guys have at it. All right. Just remember, hands to ourselves. He steps through the door and holds it open for the rest of you. The shop's interior is dimly lit, and it's dimly lit by a floating glass orb that glows a soft amber. Shelves lean under the weight of bizarre magical oddities. Drift glass daggers, bottled wind, time-frozen moths that are pinned in a crystal, and scrolls, which shows ink that's rearranging itself when no one is looking. A massive tome on the counter shudders and closes itself as you enter. And from the back, a calm, melodic voice calls out, "If you've come to sell snake oil, I'm full. And if you've come for real trouble, then I may have room." A woman appears. A woman appears between two curtains of tasseled velvet. She's elven, with age-hidden grace, and eyes like polished obsidian. Her hair is shaved on one side and braided silver on the other, and she wears a fitted robe woven from, it seems to be shifting fabrics, as if the pattern itself changes as you look, like a storm cloud, trying to remember how to be silk. "Keon, darling!" She smiles, but it doesn't quite reach her eyes. "I wasn't expecting you, and you've brought company. How lovely." "Hello there."
Hello.
Good morning.
"Well, what can I do for you, Keon?" Kind of looks towards her and goes, "Well, I'm just kind of hoping that you have that item that I've requested." She kind of looks you all up and down assessing you as if you were items on a shelf to be sold. Before approaching the counter and quietly muttering a few words that you don't catch, she opens a small drawer and retrieves a small velvet-wrapped bundle and places it in front of Keon. Use it wisely, Windwalker, and keep it from watchful eyes. She doesn't say anything further, just pushes it forward, and Keon picks it up and quickly tucks it into the inside pocket of his coat. He turns to Larissa and goes, "You don't know how much trouble you've just saved me. Thank you, Larissa." He takes out some gold coins and places it, and you can hear the clunk of gold. It seems to be a sizable amount. As it hits the counter, she picks it up and pockets it. He turns to you all and goes, "That's all I came for. We're good."
Oh, what is... Before we head off, what is it... Where are we going? What is the plan from here?
We'll talk about that when we get to our next destination. As you all look around, there are many things here. Many things. You see that there is a tiny carved feather sat on a shelf. You see there is a locket hanging on a kind of neck bust on another. You see that there is a number of different small vials that are sat on shelves. You see that next to the counter in a small display cabinet there is a ring that seems to be glowing and has this kind of rippled red lava-like look to it. And as you kind of look at it, it almost seems that the red in the ring shimmers, just like a lava lake would. You see that there is a quill. You see that there is something you might find interesting, Octavius, that there is a deck of cards that is sat on one shelf. Couple of potions of healing sat there. You see that there is a coin purse, like a little kind of small pouch that with a silvered clasp to keep it shut, sat on the shelf. You see that there is a kind of full-bodied busk or mannequin sat off to one side with a cloak that's been wrapped around and tied. And you see behind the counter there are a couple of different items there. You see that there is a couple of shards of aether glass or aether crystal that are in a glass kind of display case. And there is another display case, glass as well, and it seems to be less aether shard, but a gem of some form. And as you kind of look at it, it looks as though within the gem itself there is a spiral of wind, almost like a captured tornado within the crystal. And you also see there is a scroll that has that's leather backed, kind of wrapped up, just sat between the two display cases at the back.
I love this shop. This might even be better than the bookstore.
What are those?
It's very impressive in here. And as he sort of turns around, he just looks down, talks to us. Please be good. I need to impress these people. It's great in here. It's, yeah.
Oh, thank you. We have trinkets and oddities from all over the world here. Is there anything that catches your eye?
And Peanut's already like moved. She's not touched anything. She has her hands like on her head, like.
Yeryl's just watching her, like just like a hawk, literally like a hawk. She's just got her eyes on her, just to be like, and ready to sort of, not following her, but just ready to sort of like keep close to her in case she does suddenly run off. Just so then she's like, we've got to
touching that.
Yeah,
sit back.
Yeah, but just letting her do her thing, but just keeping a watchful eye on her.
Like tugs her hands away, not touching anything. You see that feather?
Yeah.
Up there. I like that.
Oh, well, that is a marvel. You see, it is, unfortunately, can only be used once, but if you're falling from a great height, this may help you.
Does falling off his shoulders count?
I would suggest something a little higher than that. Not to suggest that you're not tall, sir.
Not at all. I know it's only 8 feet to the ground. Should be fine.
Banter.
You see, she kind of pulls down this feather that has tiny kind of etchings and carvings in it and kind of places it on the counter. This could be yours for a meager price of 55 gold pieces.
Oh, not bad.
Yowza.
That's a fairly good price.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's not that bad. Okay, you can. I want that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Would you like a bag?
Yes.
Ulrich just turns around and shows the pin.
Yeah. We're saving the turtles.
She pops the
Guy
featherfall
doesn't
token.
Turtles.
You see she has the kind of like paper brown bags and she places it in, kind of wraps it a little bit and hands it to you. That's 55 gold pieces, please.
And one more question. The ring, the very pretty ring.
Oh, yes. Yes.
What'd that do?
Well, this can give you the ability to... I'll show you. Hold on. And she takes the ring out and places it on her finger, and she goes... And the 3 candles that were in all 3 corners of the room just dissipate. And she then goes... Flicks her hands again, and they relight. And she takes it off and places it back
How
on.
much?
This is quite a rare piece. This is 150 gold pieces.
No problem. Thank you.
Problem.
Oh, the item I wanted.
She's got the black credit card out.
this is the
She's got the
balloon.
black credit card out, everyone.
And credit card.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yo's going to look at some of the items. So she's going to pick up the potions of healing anyway. She'll just grab those and then sort of look around the shop still to kind of see what she wants.
Okay.
Ulrich kind of looking around just kind of goes, do you have anything that you think might work for me? Something that would make me stronger, maybe more resilient? A weapon that does something more than just hit people hard. I don't know if you have more of these things.
I'm sorry, I don't barter in tools for death. I can, however, maybe. Maybe. She turns and you see her go and pull a drawer out and grab something. She hands it to you, and you see it is a mechanical scarab beetle.
Okay.
And she says, "You wind," and she kind of shows the mechanism for it. It's like you wind this, place it on the ground, and it can move upwards of 30 to 60 feet. And at the end, it will cause a mini explosion. It is good for setting off traps and causing distractions.
Sort of looking at it as it's sort of like, I imagine like a wind up like across the counter or something. It is cool, but Auric, Octavius, potentially I think this might be something for you. This looks more in your area. It's a bit fiddly in metal. Not that it's not a great item, sorry. It is really good. It's just I'm not mechanically minded.
Oh, that's fine. Maybe this, as she pulls off one of the vials and places it on the thing. This would give you a better fighting chance against poisons or gaseous forms of poison.
That sounds good to me. I could use that. How much for the liquid?
That is 75 gold pieces.
That is gold. Okay. He turns to Keon and goes, Keon, do you expect us to be making any money on this job, or is this more of a find the ship type deal?
You want me to pay you?
No, I'm just asking, do you think there is a chance we will find more gold and funds, or is it a kind of a quid pro quo type thing? Whatever you used to say.
He kind of like puts his head in his hands and rubs them and just kind of walks up to the counter and places 75 gold pieces on and just kind of pushes them towards Larissa and just turns to you and just goes, "You've always been cheap." And just turns and walks away.
He is so right.
Yeah, the one who gave the most to the town for charity. I'm the cheap one.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't start with me.
Larissa turns to you, Ulrich, and hands you the vial. So you have something called Breath of the Sky.
Ooh, sounds like a good drink.
It gives you advantage on a con save against poison or gas. Poison or gaseous or, that sort of thing.
Cool. Ulrich's going to put the potion away, turn around, grab 50 gold from his hand, walk towards Keanu and goes, "I'm not cheap, I'm just making sure that I can be prepared for when I'm not somewhere else." And he hands it to him in like a hand and goes, "I've changed, and walks off to look around the shop.
Okay.
Yero's going to sort of be glancing around and then kind of come to the cloak and just sort of be looking at it, admiring the structure of it, the sort of just, maybe like taking her hands and just feeling the lining and just sort of inspecting it. This is quite a lovely piece of clothing.
That old thing, I've had that a while actually, struggling to shift it. It's good. It kind of subtly shifts colors to match your environment or the kind of place that you're in.
Oh, okay. Like so you merge in with your background kind of thing.
A little bit, yeah. It's not it doesn't completely make you invisible or camouflage, but it helps.
May I try it on to see its effects?
Absolutely.
She's just gonna put it around her and pull the hood up.
Yeah, so you'd need to attune to it for the effects for you to gain the effects. But the rest of you do see that it is a short half cloak and it does subtly shift colours to match the shop behind you. So there are like glints and a bit of shine, but it's mainly darkened at the minute because of how dim the shop is.
What happened? Where's she gone?
She's going to take the hood down and she'd say, "I'd very much like to purchase this along with these potions of healing, please."
Okay, so I was going to sell the cloak for 100 gold pieces. The potions themselves are 50 a piece, but why don't we say 160 gold for the lot?
Very well. Yes, that's fine with me. And she'll sort of be counting some bits out and then hand it over in a single coin purse.
Okay.
Corric's gonna walk up to the counter and sort of try and stretch up to look over it and go, "I'd like to know about those things beyond the counter, please. The crystals and the scroll, they look interesting."
Oh, yes. Well, these are Aether crystals. Do you know much about them?
Learned a little bit about them, yes.
Okay, so they have some magical properties, and if harnessed, they power all Aether tech. They are quite valuable. This one here is actually an elemental crystal. I'm told that if it was to break, it would cause a huge gust of wind in all directions, or a chosen direction, depending on who throws it.
So it breaks wind.
No, you break it and then wind happens. And this is actually a very very interesting item, as she pulls the scroll down and unrolls it. Whoever possesses this, after a short time, it will magically complete a map of all previously visited locations that person has traveled to in their life.
That sounds pretty awesome, to be honest. It sounds very useful.
Quite a lot of magical items for a small shop in city. Huh.
Yes. Thank you for noticing. I have acquired a lot of these after many years of trade. Sorry, you were saying.
I'm quite interested in the Aether crystals.
Okay.
The map sounds really good. I'm not sure about the Fard crystal. I can ask anyone else if they want that.
Okay, well, the Aether crystals, there are 2 small crystals, and they are 150 gold pieces for the 2. And the map itself is another 100 gold pieces, so 250 gold for these items.
It might be a little bit rich for my blood, but the Aether crystals are definitely something I'm very interested in, so I will take those off your ends. But I don't know if anyone else in the group might want the map, because that sounds a bit good. Anyway, yes, the crystals for me, please.
She hands over the crystals, and you can mark off 150 gold coins, please.
Just plop the coins on the counter. Thank you very much. Nice doing business with you.
You're very welcome. You there. You've been admiring a lot of my wares, but you're yet to choose anything. Nothing that takes your fancy?
You can see him like almost like touching one of the things, but at the moment he's told, he's like, oh yeah, quite a nice collection, very nice actually. Haven't seen a shop like this in a while. There's so many magical items, which one to choose from, really. The clothing is very spectacular, I must say, while the map really is enticing to know where I've actually been, and it would put quite a lot of maps on the mind. But the ring itself seems to be quite unique, as it can put up the flames, but the gem also is...
As you're saying this, a quite large black and white cat leaps up onto the counter and just sits next to Lyrissa. And it seems as though the cat begins to kind of like scan the room.
You can see as the cat jumps up, he like shuts up and he's like, no, don't touch the cat. Don't touch the cat. How about those deck of cards that I can see from here?
Yeah, and she kind of pulls them off a shelf and places them down. This is a lucky deck of cards.
In what way?
Look, you're like card games, they're lucky. You'll probably win more often than not.
So they're cheating cards.
I'm sorry, I don't condone cheating in card games, and I would never sell such a deck of cards that would allow somebody to cheat. They simply shift the odds in the player's favor.
I mean, that still sounds like cheating, to be honest.
You can see like a smile from like, interesting. Could we try them?
Unfortunately, there is no trying of items in the store. You'll have to take my word for it.
Words, a lot of words. Words, a lot of words. You can see like he's looking at the cards, just like even rubbing his like hand, like trying not to touch him as much.
I mean, if you're not interested, that's fine. She takes the cards off the counter and begins to kind of like, as she looks at you, begins to like reach up to place them back on the shelf.
And he almost stares at like, you're good. You've done this a few times before. You're a pretty good merchant, aren't you? How much? What's the price?
15 gold coins.
Scam.
Is that too rich for your blood, Octavius?
Do you need to borrow some money?
You know me to be an incredible
cheap.
cheapskate.
Do you need me to buy them for you? Is it too much?
You can see like he's looking at the cards a little bit. You know, they're fine, but I promised myself not to play card games anymore. You know, and if I had them, I wouldn't have much of a chance to not play those card games.
I mean, for somebody who... I mean, if I have just the item for you, actually. And she reaches up and pulls down the coin purse. And kind of, as she does, she, like, moves her hand ever so slightly. And you hear, inside the coin purse, a jingle. as if it's loaded with coin, and she places it down.
Jingle, jingle.
What does that item do? Does it persuade me to buy?
No, it just gives you... It doesn't stop thieves, but it does alert you if there were any to try and take your money.
Damn, she's good. How much for both?
Let's call it 45 gold pieces for both.
I'll give you 50 and you allow me to pet the cat.
Amazing.
50 it is. Here's the coin purse and your card, and I will allow you to try and pet the cat.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. He's going to pull out the 50 gold pieces, pretty much counting them on the counter. And you can see the moment he gets them, he opens up the cards immediately and just twirls them in his hands, pretty much doing a few smaller swirls with his fingers, looking at the cards, shuffling them. That feels good.
Oh no.
And he looks at the cat and just from a small few feet away, like, hi.
The cat just looks at you.
And he's like looking at the cat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Remember, if any of you find yourselves in the dark and no path ahead, come back. I sell light in many forms.
Thank you very much. You've been very gracious to us, and your wares are indeed wondrous. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Welcome to enter my shop anytime. Please come back in a week or two. I'll have restocked by then.
Hey, lady. Hey,
Yes?
I have one question. Before we leave, do you sell anything that would turn like a chicken into a person?
No, fortunately I don't. Though an item like that I could probably sell for quite a substantial fee. You've given me an idea. Might be inquire into that.
You know, there's copyright to my ideas. So if you do, you know, come across said item, I want one.
Okay, I'll be sure to be on the lookout.
Okay, that's great. And she'll like do this to the cat as she like slowly walks backwards out the door.
The cat looks at you, tilts its head slightly, looks down towards your pouch, and then, boom, immediately darts back and stares at you.
Just staring at it, like full on like staring contest at this point.
You're always just going to sort of start like coming behind them, like almost like a parent where a toddler's got a bit mad and just being like, "Thank you so much, thank you, sorry," and like kind of sort of like, let's just get to moving on now. We've taken up the ladies' time too much now. Come on now.
Hold on. Do you also buy stuff? Just in case.
Yes, of course.
Well, I have 2 wonderful blood garnets right here, in case you're interested. Like, I have no idea where to sell this. I feel like quite a few merchants would try to, you know, downsell as much as possible, but for some reason, I don't know why. You seem trustworthy.
Oh,
Seem not being
well,
trustworthy.
and what do they do?
They look very nice.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't buy wares that don't have any additional properties. Maybe try a jewelsmith.
That I was afraid about. He's like looking at the guy and it's like, I hate jewelsmiths.
They are very pretty gems. I'm sure you'd fetch a pretty price.
Yeah, I think so too. Like those are pretty. Do you also have something to calm the mind? Perhaps maybe a tea or something, just calm the nerves.
And not that I know, unfortunately, but there are many taverns in Duskport that will sell synthetic rum. After 4 of them, I can tell you won't be much for nerves.
Yeah, I wish alcohol would be an answer for this, but sadly it's not. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, do you know what this is? She holds up the creepy bone talisman thing.
Oh god.
I swear we were leaving at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
She takes. Do you mind?
Yeah, but give it back.
And be careful with it, please.
Yes,
Don't
You
put
s-
it on, apparently.
we
you s-
don't really know what it does.
You see her place it down on the counter and open her drawers and pull out a pair of glasses and places them on, and you see her kind of click two crystals that are embedded on either side of the glasses. She clicks them and she goes,
She's got Tony Stark
Oh.
glasses.
"Oh, I'm not sure you'd want an item like this back. This is not of... It's not a good item. It is cursed. There is power to this item, but it seems that it yearns for more. Almost as if you were to wear it, you would also have that yearning."
Yeah, we're just gonna immediately just look to Ulrich and be like, "This is why we now do not put on things we find in Null's caverns, okay?"
I couldn't have known. It wasn't
I
my
know.
fault.
Well, we know that now, okay? Everybody has learned this lesson. We pick stuff up from Knowles. We do not put it on, okay? All right.
Like mesmerized. Like she's like,
I don't think that it's a yearning. It's more of a... I don't know. Without further inspection and experimentation, I couldn't tell you the effects of this item, but it doesn't seem to be good, whatever the effects are.
"Hey, thanks."
She hands it back to you. Do you actually snatch it out of her hand?
Yeah.
The cat hisses at you and kind of stands up and kind of like walks over the counter and sort of like heck up, like fur stands up on the back of its neck as it hisses down towards you.
And you can see like
His back. Like walk away.
I'm so sorry about that. And
Well,
this is specifically
yes, that was very rude.
Sorry.
Have I not been a gracious
No,
host?
you have. Wait, I do apologize.
I'm sorry.
We-
I would talk to your friend. I'd like you to leave my shop now. Actually, after that,
I am deeply apologize
Sorry.
for this. We will leave now. I'm very sorry for that. But thank you so much for all of your help and for your wares. They were indeed wonderful, and we're very sorry.
very good. Good day now.
A good day.
Sorry.
yeah, go off, you bunch of. And you can see her like standing there a little bit.
His hand comes across Octavius' chest, like, come on, you. All the words aren't going to save you now.
Gerald's just got Peanut by the shoulders, just like, come on, out we go.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
say
you.
anything."
And you can see Octavius just like turning to the cat. I'm so sorry. Wonderful shop. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Cat's like, it's okay.
Don't worry. Thank you.
As you all kind of walk out past Keon kind of turns back and goes, "Thank you again, Larissa. Apologies. If I make it back, I'll be sure to stop in." And turns and leaves. You are all stood outside the shop.
Oh.
I'm very sorry about that, Keon. It's she's just very excited about this talisman. We've had it for quite some time, so I do apologize.
No skin off my nose. She didn't try and snatch it out of my hand.
There is that. We just got to be careful of who we're snatching things off of, but we know that now.
I didn't mean that. I just didn't want her to keep it.
No, I get that. Well, we've got all our wares. What are we doing now? Is
Well, now
you
it's
haven't
about
really
time.
told us.
Now it's about time we got out of here. To the docks. I've organised passage out of here, and when we're on board,
Out of Dustport.
out of Soltharan.
You're leaving the island.
Not for
Oh.
long, a few days, but at best. We'll be back.
Okay.
We should be back. If all goes well, we'll be back. And he
Okay.
kind of sets off back the way you came.
Yeah, I was just going to sort of just let him walk off a bit and just let have a little way forward, not too far that he would notice, and she's just going to sort of grab Ulrich's arm and just turn to him and just say, "How much do you trust this man?"
He was one of the first people I met when I left Billigren on Ashendale. I was new, different, not as wise to the world as, in some ways as I am now. He took me in, along with the rest of the Sentinels of Verdance, and they helped me travel. He taught me to fight better, to think better, and to look at the world a little more critically than I had ever been before. I trust him very well. However, that does not mean that if something were to go wrong, and there was a toss-up between him and you, my spear would not be pointed in his direction. I trust him a lot. More than I would trust anyone. I wouldn't have brought you here if I didn't think this was worth the journey or the job. He is an important individual and has a lot of connections. So, if nothing else, trust me that I have your all best interests in my heart.
Okay, I trust you. I better not keep him waiting. And she's just going to follow after Keon.
As Jarl said this and she starts to walk away, Ulrich turns to us and goes, "What about the rest of you? I know I've been a little less wise than I should have been, and what happened with the ring and my soul twice now, but do you trust me?"
I trust you.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. And she'll put her hands up to do uppies.
Won't call it that anymore. Ulrich sort of goes down to pick Peanut up and places her just on his shoulder on the basic. Raises the fist. I know you've got me, Peanut. Octavius, I will earn your trust even if you don't do it implicitly. You know I've got your back.
I didn't say I didn't trust you. I just don't trust your decisions. And he points like this, ring.
Alright, well, I'll make better decisions from now on. I know it was a bad thing to do. I will not wear anything else I find for the remainder of this adventure. Nothing magical I come across anywhere I will put on my person, touch, or otherwise involve myself with. How about that?
Thank you very much.
Okay, then. Makes everyone else safer.
Just hit Yarrow in the front, just being like, "I remember that."
Right, shall we? Let's go find ourselves a ship. And he sort of leads everyone on.
You continue and start heading back the way you came. The city churns around you, from the alleyways of the middle tier to the sloped lifts that lead to the docks. Dustport lives in layers, hanging balconies, steam-choked stairwells, merchant scaffolding swaying in the wind. Above, skyships rest in their tethers like great iron birds, creaking gently in the breeze. Below, the alleys twist into shadowed corridors of crates, grime, and all manner of ill things. Ugh. As you walk, the air feels heavier. It starts as a flicker in the corner of your eye. A figure seems to appear at the end of two separate streets. Then, the sudden sound of footsteps that don't match your own. A door creaks closed, a beat too late. A raven takes flight from a rooftop and something, or someone, disappears behind it. Keon pauses near a market stall, pretending to inspect a bundle of spice root. He doesn't look at any of you, but his voice rings out, low. Don't look back, but we're not alone. And that's where we're going to go for a quick break tonight. So-
That feeling.
We're going to have a break a little bit earlier this evening. We will be back in about 5-ish minutes. So, thank you everybody who is watching live. For all you VOD watchers, this is the end of part 1. You can catch part 2 on Thursday when it releases here on YouTube. And if you are here on the VOD on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and when it does launch on Thursday, you'll be up to date. For those who are watching live on Twitch, we will be back in about 5 minutes. All right, see you then.
Well, we hoped you enjoyed that as much as we did. Hit all of those notification buttons, and if you liked what you heard, subscribe to us on the social media platform of your choosing to be kept in the loop with all that goes on here. Thank you so much for listening to us, and we hope to have you back soon.